Hello and welcome to National Focus for Friday, August 2nd, 2024. I am Julian Morris. The headlines. Parliament approves estimates of expenditure of $1.4 billion for financial year ending June 30, 2025. The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force to host Police Week 2024. And Dominica kicks off 2024 Olympics bid. The details of the headline stories and more when we return.
Ride safe, wear a helmet, safer roads in the nature aisle. This message was brought to you by the government of the Commonwealth of Dominica.
The House of Assembly approved estimates of expenditure for the financial year ending 30th June 2025 in the amount of $1.4 billion EC dollars before Parliament ended sine die on Thursday night. Among the highlights, a 20-year effort to resolve a long-outstanding salary matter between DASPA and the stevedores has finally been resolved.
I said to the union, okay, write to me and tell me what is it that you're demanding of DASPA. They wrote and they said, we are requesting between $6 and $7.5 million as settlement. I in turn looked to DASPA, I said, put in writing to me, what is it that you're offering to settle this matter out of court, or out of this process, this arbitration process. And that's what said we can give, I believe, 1.5 million each dollars. Mr. Speaker, I want to report to the House that we've reached an agreement with DASPA and the stevedore longshoremen, where the settlement of $4 million that will bring this matter.
Government makes significant progress towards settling outstanding tuition fees at U.S. universities.
We were owing Midwestern. We paid them everything we owed them. Everything we owed them, Mr. Speaker. As we speak, we're owing Grambling 1.1 million US dollars, and we're owing Monroe $800,000. I am saying to all of the students who are under this list that in this financial year, we will pay for every single cent we owe in those universities.
The Prime Minister has also commended the youth who engaged him for assistance to host the first ever Bike Fest in Dominica.
We were able to successfully have this event, the bike tournament here in Dominica. And I'm saying to all of us in Dominica, anybody in Dominica, irrespective of who you are, irrespective of your religious, your racial, or your political affiliation, if you have a good idea and you bring it to us, we will partner with you.
The Prime Minister has also pledged that upon completion of the international airport, Douglas Charles Airport will be used as a permanent place for drag racing and bike racing. Under the current administration, significant strides have been made in the health sector.
We cannot deny the fact, Mr. Speaker, that healthcare today and healthcare under the Workers' Party is chalk and cheese. The Workers' Party never articulated a vision for the Prince Albert Hospital. Never. Never. We came into government, Mr. Speaker, and articulated a comprehensive plan for healthcare in Dominica.
Good progress has also been made under the present administration on the issue of night landing at Douglas Charles.
People believe that we always had night landing in Dominica. We never always had night landing in Dominica. It is this Dominica Labour Party that brought night landing in Dominica. The first time a plane lands at night in Dominica is by this Dominica Labour Party. And there was no plan on the part of the Workers' Party to do anything at the airport. None. None.
Legislation will soon be enacted to allow public officers who wish to take up a second job to do so.
This thing about if a public officer wants to work somewhere else, a second job, he has to get the approval of whoever it is. We're going to take it out. A public officer, a police officer wants to work somewhere, he wants to have his own business, he wants to have a job at night or somewhere in the weekend, he can do so, Mr. Speaker. And we will come to the Parliament. We will come to the Parliament with new legislation because we have to fill the jobs that we have now because the private sector is saying to me, I'm saying to them, why all you come and tell me that privately? Say so publicly. They're saying to me that they can't find workers, Mr. Speaker.
The Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force will celebrate Police Week 2024 with a difference this as they launch the annual week of celebrations on Friday under the theme Embracing Communities, Building Partnerships for a Better Tomorrow.
Police Week 2024 will be celebrated during the period of September 29 to October 5, 2024 under the theme Embracing Communities, Building Partnerships for a Better Tomorrow. We have recognized that the police must maintain and strengthen its relationships. The chosen theme will help us to refocus on the needs of our communities that we serve.
The police will use the week as an avenue to fulfill this year's timely and relevant theme.
The celebration of Police Week is another initiative that we intend to use to reach out to our communities. This will provide an avenue to embrace and build on our partnerships.
The acting chief of police says they will continue to implement and further expand community policing across Dominica.
The year 2024 has seen an increase in activities geared at embracing the various communities. Our community policing initiative have thus far reached the communities of Grand Bay, Tarish Peak, Bath Estate, and Point Michel. We have had initial discussions with the communities of Maho, Kinfield, Wesley, with a view to establishing community policing committees. We are also considering engaging other communities and therefore look forward to your cooperation and support.
A number of fringe events will be held leading up to Police Week.
There are a number of fringe events leading up to Police Week. A hike on one of the segments of the Waiti Kubuli National Trail, bus tour to the police districts, and community service activities will be undertaken in 4 different areas on island. Members of the public wishing to participate will be provided with detailed information in the coming weeks.
The events are planned to foster a greater relationship between the police and public.
All the activities that are expected to be held during Police Week are focused on fostering better police-public relations. The week will commence with a church service, and that is on the Sunday, the 29th of September, followed by a parade in the village of St. Joseph. It is expected that a Commonwealth of Dominica police flag will be consecrated at that service. The official opening ceremony will take place at police headquarters on Monday, September 30th, 2024.
A play and school outreach program are among activities for Police Week 2024.
On Monday evening, a play written by Mr. Stevenson Hyacinth highlighting the function of the police officers will be presented at police headquarters. On Tuesday, October 1, 2024, police officers will begin the school outreach programs. There will be visits to schools to present on topics of interest, such as bullying, child sexual abuse, drugs and its effects, and domestic violence.
Other featured events of Police Week include a lecture on the Dominica Police Force, a health fair, marathons, talent show, fitness festival, dinner and award ceremony, and the publication of a magazine. Permanent Secretary Joanne Commodore commended the Dominica Police Force for its service to national security and safety.
I want to commend the police force for the work that you do. This is indeed one of the most thankless jobs. The heat, the amount of attention, the public-facing nature of your job is never ending. But I want to urge you to keep persevering, to keep striving, to keep aiming for more, and to keep improving. With these words, I will wish you a successful Police Week.
Police Week 2024 is scheduled from September 29 to October 5, 2024. Miss Thea Lafont-Gatson is in the finals of the women's triple jump at the 2024 Paris Olympics. She jumped 14.35 meters on her second jump to meet the qualification standards. The finals are set for 2 p.m. on Saturday, August 3, 2024 at 2 p.m. Dominica time. This is her third appearance at the Olympics and is a strong favorite to bring home Dominica's first Olympic medal.
A bit upset that I didn't do it on the first jump the way I intended it to, but you know, the second one I kind of just tightened up my shoes and said make it, and that's what we did. We made it to the finals, and so we are going to debrief and come back tomorrow and be ready to go.
It looked like a pretty big jump on that first attempt though.
Yeah, it was, but it was a foul, and that's the thing is when things like that happen, you know, it doesn't count. Big jump, but a foul doesn't matter. So the second jump we went conservative, still a big jump, but enough to get us to the finals.
All right. Aaron, what about you? Your impressions of Thea, how did you think that she played out this afternoon?
Yeah, I think it was pretty good. I wish she would have had that first jump, but we knew coming in that this surface is really, really fast. And because we only were able to get on it yesterday, really weren't able to do as much as we wanted to do. We knew her run was going to be back, similar to kind of Tokyo. It was a situation where the runway's fast, we got the fouls out the way. So I think tomorrow we're going to have a much better idea of where her run needs to be. There's not going to be any type of fouls like she just had today, and I think we're in a really good spot. I mean, she was 41.7 centimeters behind the board. So that jump was over 1470. It was probably the biggest jump of the whole day. So I feel like we're in a great spot. And that was a conservative jump, so we're in a good spot.
Meanwhile, national swimmer Warren Lawrence came up short in his bid to qualify for the semi-finals of the men's 50-meter heats on Thursday. Lawrence, swimming in heat number 4, swam a time of 24.67 seconds, managing to finish in 5th place in the very competitive heat. His time was just a little behind his personal best of 24.51 seconds. The heat was won by Thierry Bolin of Switzerland, who swam in a time of 22.95 seconds. The top 16 swimmers advanced to the semi-finals. Warren's time of 24.67 seconds, while it was good enough for 5th in his heat, it meant that he finished 52nd overall out of the 73 other competitors. Miss Jasmine Schofield will swim in her first heat on Saturday in the women's 50-meter freestyle in heat number 3 in her Olympic debut. GIS will bring you the results in a subsequent newscast. You are watching National Focus. More when we return. Welcome back. 10 individuals have achieved the honor of Dominica's highest cultural accolade, the Golden Drum Award, as the Golden Drum Award ceremony 2024 took place on Saturday at the State House Conference Center.
I would first like to extend most heartfelt congratulations to this year's awardees. You deserve our highest commendations for the role you have played and continue to play in the preservation and advancement of Dominica's rich heritage.
The Golden Drum awardees for 2024 include Cecil Clark, Jacqueline Andre, John Cuffey, Claudette Rashida Richardson, Matthew LeBlanc, Rosalind Paul, Davidson Dede Charles, Paulinus Frederick, Cameron Pierre, and Keith Goddard. Minister Roberts says the awardees are an inspiration to Dominicans.
Dominica is a cultural hub of the highest caliber, and our distinct cultural practices truly set us apart. Your contribution to the growth and advancement of this rich tapestry of our cultural heritage is truly admirable and deserving of the highest honor from the Cultural Division and, of course, the government of Dominica. As Minister with responsibility for culture, therefore, I am happy to play a part in recognizing the dedication of all of you who have devoted your lives to the arts. You have not only excelled in your respective fields, but have also enriched our lives and inspired us all.
In addition to the 10 Golden Drum awardees, 6 recipients were recognized for their contributions to the cultural landscape in Dominica. They include Vernandra Christian, Chupul Group, Priscilla Paul, Anisha Hillier, Odell Hamilton, and Jason Joseph. Honorable Roberts reiterated government's commitment to nurturing arts and culture in the country.
As a government, we are committed to supporting the arts and ensuring that our cultural stalwarts continue to thrive. We recognize the vital role that culture plays in the well-being of our society and the development of our nation. We will, therefore, continue to invest in the cultural initiatives, provide opportunities for emerging artists, and promote the preservation and celebration of our diverse cultural heritage.
The Golden Drum Award was instituted in 1982 to honor nationals for their outstanding contributions to the development and preservation of Dominica's art and culture over a period of 20 years. Well, the days are winding down to mark the end of the Emancipation celebrations held from June 28 to August 11, 2024. Speaking at the 2024 Golden Drum Award ceremony, Chief Cultural Officer Ulson Matthew recounted the eventful days and activities hosted so far by the Division of Culture.
I can proudly say that Emancipation 2024 was a resounding success. We saw the Encounters dance production by the Whitey Kubuli Dance Theatre Company. There was also Afro-Artistic, which we did on the Bayfront in collaboration with Carib and the Three Monkeys Bar. That was special because we always lament that people are not participating in cultural activities. What we did in that instance was to bring the culture to the people in a setting that was more in line with their regular Friday activities. We showcased various cultural performances and launched the beautiful young ladies that you see before you for the 2024 Miss Wobduet pageant.
He highlighted a few of the events that defined the significance of the Emancipation celebrations this year.
Another interesting, thought-provocative feature of Emancipation 2024 was the panel discussion done in collaboration with the University of the West Indies Global Campus, where we explored the topic, freedom of creativity and artistic expression. A lot of food for thought from that as we unearthed challenges, but most importantly, solutions. Last Saturday, there was Lawan Abalalin with the Capuchin Tourism Group. I know Gillis and the Honorable Rui can tell you about that. And every Friday during the season, we had African Dress Days. That we will continue to push until it gets to the level of the Hard Creole Fridays that we have during the independence season.
Emancipation Day will be observed from August 5, 2024, and the final activity for the month of celebrations will be the Pan in Harmony World Steel Pan Day concert on August 8. Meanwhile, Minister for Culture, Youth, Sports and Community Development, Honorable Greta Roberts, highly anticipates the completion of a cultural center before the end of this year.
I am also fully cognizant of the need for a cultural center, as the Prime Minister indicated recently, where our people can indulge in the richness and vibrancy of our Dominican culture. But I will say tonight that whilst we await this center, that this ministry will do everything humanly possible to ensure that our long-awaited Arawak House of Culture will be completed and transformed into a welcoming cultural center. And by the end of this year, we will all assemble to celebrate this historic moment together.
The media fraternity is mourning the loss of cherished local media personality Shemin Green-Brown, who passed away on August 1. Known for her distinctive and recognizable voice, Green-Brown made a significant impact on the airwaves during her extensive career at DBS Radio. She began her journey with DBS Radio in 1977, where she had various roles that showcased her talent and dedication. Throughout her career, she also served as the acting general manager and program director, leaving an indelible mark on the station and its listeners. Her contribution to broadcasting have been celebrated by many, as her voice became a staple for audiences across the region, making her an integral part of the local media landscape. She is remembered not just for her personal achievements, but also for her warm personality and passion for connecting with the community. Prime Minister the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit has extended his condolences to the family and friends of the late Shemin Green-Brown.
I want to first of all extend my sincere condolences to Shemin Green's husband and her children. Shemin Green certainly is one of the most known media voices in Dominica, who worked on DBS for so many decades. A very pleasant voice to listen to, very articulate. Very sad to hear of her death. I knew her personally. I knew her husband very well, who worked in Dominica for so many years. And Shemin Green was one of the great Dominicans, a very patriotic Dominican, who gave all of her life service to Dominica and Dominicans. And so it's very sad that I would have heard of her passing. And it is written that the Lord gave up and not take away, and blessed be His name. And so we pray for her soul, and may her soul rest in eternal peace. This is as the fragility of life. That at some point we have to die, but we never expect death. And we never welcome death. And so I do not welcome the news of her death at all. But that's the reality of life, and so life is so fragile and so uncertain. But let us remember her for her contribution. I think you cannot speak about media, you cannot speak about communication, you cannot speak about broadcasting, and certainly you cannot speak about DBS Radio without speaking about Shemin Green. Shemin Green was DBS, and DBS was Shemin Green. So she was a very pleasant voice and exceptional, and I think the media fraternity, Dominica as a whole, has lost a wonderful daughter of the soil.
President of Dominica, Her Excellency Sylvania Burton, is also saddened by the death of her cousin, Mrs. Green-Brown. She also served as Public Relations Officer of the President's Charities Foundation and a founding member of the foundation, who gave 15 years of service.
Everyone who knew and interacted with Mrs. Green-Brown will remember her as a very kind, loving, gentle, cheerful, energetic, hardworking, and exceptional individual who gave her very best to whatever task she discharged. She will also be remembered for her very pleasant and captivating voice and her indispensable contributions in the areas of communication and broadcasting. My husband Gilbert and members of the President's Charities Foundation join me in conveying to her bereaved husband Paul, her children, her mother, her siblings, her relatives, and loved ones, the board of directors, management, and staff of DBS Radio, the media fraternity, and to all those at home and abroad who mourn her passing. Our deepest condolences on this painful loss and very sad occasion.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Environment, Rural Modernization, Kalinago Upliftment and Constituency Empowerment under the National Employment Program has also expressed its condolences following the passing of Francis Henry, also known as Santopi, from Granby. The ministry is extending its deepest sympathy to his family and friends, offering prayers for comfort and solace during this challenging time of grief. The management and staff of the Government Information Service wishes to extend our heartfelt condolences to the families and friends of Mrs. Shameen Green-Brown and Mr. Francis Henry. That was National Focus, and now for your weather advisory. Weak unstable conditions due to a presence of a trough system are expected to result in an increase in cloudiness with scattered showers, which could be a moderate to heavy at times and isolated thunderstorms during today. However, a relative reduction in moisture levels can be expected by tonight. People in areas prone to flooding, landslides and falling rocks are advised to be on alert and to exercise extreme caution. Dust haze concentration over the next 24 hours is expected to be minimal. Slight to moderate seas can be expected in open water, with waves peaking near 5 feet. An increase in wave heights can be expected by tomorrow. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. Be sure to follow GIS Dominica on Facebook, YouTube, and on Twitter. You can also drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I am Julian Morris. Thank you for watching and stay safe.